Guess what, guys? I'm finally free. Turned in my last essay today, which means goodbye fall semester. I'm a junior. College junior. School's out, which means Santa Claus is coming to town. My parents told me the truth about Santa a long time ago, and you'll see why I use air quotes when I say truth. At this time of year, I still like to believe that Santa's real. It makes it more fun. No, I don't have kids, so it's not for children reason. Let me explain. In every Santa Claus movie, Santa's magic comes from children believing in him. And maybe when Santa first started out being Santa, everyone believed in him and everyone just knew it was true. But over time, maybe parents were just like, oh, Santa's not real. So they started buying presents for their kids. And so Santa's like, oh, these parents are buying their kids presents, so I don't need to go give them presents. I'm just gonna focus on the kids who don't get as many presents. Which makes perfect sense. That means less people believe in him, which means people are like, oh, Santa's not real, we pretend to be Santa. But maybe he really is still real and just chilling up at the North Pole, really bored, and only gives presents to like 100 kids a night, which is easier on him. A lot of people have said that it's impossible to live in the North Pole, and maybe back in the day that was true. But with modern technology, you know, space heaters, walls, construction, ventilation, I'm sure you could make it. And as for Santa Claus living in the North Pole, way in after Jesus times, I'm not actually sure on the history. Maybe he survived up in the North Pole because of elf magic, because according to the stop motion classic Santa Claus is Coming to Town, that's what happens. The elves use their magic and help him live in the North Pole. By the way, that movie is great. I loved it when I was a kid, but rewatching it nowadays, I realize there's too much explanation or like exposition whenever, like, for example, Santa gets his red suit. I don't remember how, but then the kids are like, oh, so that's why he wears a red suit. Like, what the? Yeah, that's what they're telling you. You don't need to clarify. You don't need to be like, oh, that's why. They're telling you why. I think that's a stupid thing to do. Makes me upset. Anyways, I care too much about Christmas movies. Another reason Santa might actually be real is because there's always succession. People are like, well, he can't live forever. Maybe he doesn't live forever. Maybe it's not the same Santa. Maybe he and Mrs. Claus always, you know, have kids and then their kids grow up to be Santa. Which means there could have been a female Santa. I want a movie about a female Santa. Come on, we got a female Doctor Who. We got a woman Jedi. We got Wonder Woman. Come on. I think one of the best movies that explains Santa Claus is the movie The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. I love that movie so much, rewatched it, and this little kid is trying to explain to everybody how it's possible that his dad is Santa. I'm like, yeah, you go, kid, you tell them. They're like, how does Santa visit every kid in the world in one night? He's like, well, first of all, not everyone celebrates Christmas, which is true, which is like a great explanation immediately. And he says, I think there's some sort of time continuum when he's in the sleigh flying around the world, which makes sense. I don't know a lot about space travel, but I've heard that if you go up into space or, you know, away from the world and it keeps turning while you're out here being young, you go back and then everyone's old. So that could be true, you know? I just think it's more fun around Christmas time to believe that Santa exists. I've been living on my own for over a year now, and last year I did this and I intend to do this year. I'm going to leave out milk and cookies for Santa, and I'm not going to sit on Santa's lap because that's inappropriate now because I'm 20, but I can still tell Santa what I want for Christmas. And I love all the Christmas songs with Santa. And you know what? I will debate anyone who wants to talk about Santa with me. It's how I was raised, and when I have kids, I have come up with a really well thought out plan for how I'm gonna make them believe in Santa Claus. Cause you know how kids like to sneak out of bed and watch for Santa? Well, instead of having me or my future husband dress up as Santa on Christmas Eve, to avoid a I saw Mama kissing Santa Claus situation, I'm just gonna hire a neighbor, you know, let him in the house. I'm gonna give him a suit to put on earlier. I'm gonna have him come into the house and put presents under the tree. And that way, even if like my kids set up like a video camera or something, there's gonna be a Santa and they won't have an explanation for it, and it'll just keep the fun going for as long as possible. Maybe I just don't ever have to tell them that Santa's not real, and one of the kids at school will do it for me, so I don't have to have the conversation that broke my heart when I was in elementary school. By the way, when my mom told me that Santa wasn't real, she also told me the Easter Bunny wasn't real, Tooth Fairy wasn't real, fairies in general aren't real, and that magic isn't real. So, yeah, that was a real fun time. It doesn't seem like that conversation really stuck, though. Apparently. If you want to believe in Santa and you're an adult and you know damn well that Santa isn't real, but you just want to believe for the heck of it, do it. That's like, I know the point of Christmas is the spirit of giving, but Santa Claus is the spirit of giving. You know that you have to be nice in order to get presents, and it makes you want to give presents to other people. I love the Santa Claus movies. I love any Santa Claus movie, really. If there's one thing that the Polar Express taught us, it's that you can know Santa's alive but still grow up and just not believe in him for whatever reason. You know, like that little kid saw Santa, he was wrestling with his belief throughout the whole movie, and he even got a little bell, but even as he grew up, even knowing that Santa's real, he stopped being able to hear it. Which, that still doesn't make sense to me. You don't forget things that happen to you when you're kids. Like, you don't forget the best thing that ever happened to you. So I say let's all leave milk and cookies out for Santa this year and pay our roommates or boyfriends or dogs to just eat the cookies. Anything to keep the magic alive, am I right? Oh, hi, Khaleesi, look! Look, everybody, it's my Khaleesi! Oh, hi, honey! Okay, as you know, I'm out of school for the next couple of weeks, so I will be trying to upload more videos, or I will, at the very least, film the content for the videos so that I can at least edit them and put them out at other times. Alright. Happy holidays, everyone. I better make sure my kids never see this in the future. Probably gonna delete it.